Hello, and welcome back to Queen's Wish, the Conqueror. Last time... Whoops, that's not the right button. Last time we did Nagafen. Cleared it out. Cleared out all of the overworld encounters here. However, Nagafen had an underground, so let's investigate this and see what this is about. In the middle of this ancient hall, you find a huge cauldron. It is bubbling and hissing. A thick mist rises from it and flows into holes in the ceiling. The cauldron is tended by a withered zombie. It wanders around the vat, tearing up herbs and throwing them in. The spirits at the edges of this hall must forage the ingredients. Shaman Shade, huh? Ward Shade, Runner Shade. Same text on all of these. Oh, well, Shaman Shade also isn't any different. Okay, well... Will anything happen if I go into the center? You examine the cauldron. It is still bubbling, hissing, and sending foul gases into holes in the ceiling. Fortunately, there is a large lid nearby. You lift the heavy lid onto the vat. Soon the vile mist starts to clear up. Okay. You successfully leave the vat. Well, good job, me. Okay, well, I covered the vat. Would that have made the Naga weaker? If I had done that first? I don't know. But I did a thing. I don't know why I did it. But it's done. Well, I think it's time to go to the home warren. Talk to the Borgen clan. After wandering for weeks through this strange land, it is hardly surprising that the royal seat is in a cave, not a castle. At least the cave might be easier to keep dry and clean. This is the home warren, held by the most powerful of the Ukatish clans. In this case, the Borgen clan. Their huge, heavily defended gates are to the north. Resting place. This is where the dead get thrown, I guess. Mushroom garden. Okay. Borgen Royal Guard. We protect from raiders. Fortunately, the home warren gates are open to you. Many royal guards in plate armor and wielding halberds watch silently as you pass. Some of them aim ballistas at you. While the West Battalion could probably seize the home warren with heavy losses, your small band just doesn't have that sort of strength. Whatever you achieve in here, it will be with diplomacy. You enter an enormous cavern. Once, hungry, desperate Ukatish hidden here. Now it is the seat of their government. Merchants and diplomats constantly come in and out. Guards are everywhere. You see the gleam of a huge forge to the west. Someone is waiting for you to the north. It's an old woman in threadbare but clean robes. At last, some official has come to greet you. The Borgen sage walks up to you. She seems like a very old woman, but she might not be. These swamps have a way of aging people prematurely. With difficulty, she kneels to you. Welcome, Prince Nithan of Haven. I am Sage Noyal, honored advisor to King Borgen the 53rd. He welcomes you to the home warren, seat of power for the Ukat and the Borgen clan. Thank you for the kind greeting. Of course, we of the Borgen clan are clean, polite, and sophisticated, not like the others of our kind. We've been making ready for you for some time. We've prepared a banquet in your honor. A banquet? Yes, our chefs have prepared meals from all over the known world, which we learned about from our books. Minor lords and ladies have come from all over Borgen lands. The king insists that you let him honor you and display the new sophistication of the Ukatish. I would be honored. Sage Noel smiles. I am relieved. Much work has gone into this. Many have traveled a long way. My king is determined to make this display. All is almost ready. In the meantime, chambers appropriate to your station have been prepared. Where are my chambers? She points to the northeast. Quarters for honored guests are there. Your chambers are the northernmost. Rest from your journey and clean up. We will be ready soon. It's probably the first time Ukat ever told a Havenite to clean up. Now, excuse me, I must look in my books for new recipes. She walks off to the north. The gate opens for her, allowing her upstairs. Then it closes behind her. Lord Joven, foreign visitor. One of the minor lords of the Borgen clan is walking around this cavern, inspecting the wagons and goods. His status is low enough that he still has mud on his boots. You can see the ambition in his eyes. As you wander around the chamber, he falls and steps beside you. Welcome, Prince. We, the Borgen, want to be good hosts. Are you enjoying your visit to our great halls? I am. I'm glad. I am Lord Joven of the Borgen. We want to have profitable relations with Haven. He leans close. For example, my clan is very eager to sell our iron. Very, very eager. We want to help those who can help us solve this problem. Tell me more about that. He lowers his voice. I know that every young noble can always use a bit more gold. Royalty can get so can be so stingy, can't they? He's right. Mother often gets irritated and cuts your allowance. If you make sure your forts buy our iron at a fair price, I'll make sure some of the payment goes to you, quietly, personally. I don't think we want to be doing this. He jumps back. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Please excuse me. I have some urgent business. He bows and walks off to the south. An hour later, you consider whether you should tell King Borgen about this lord's mischief. Then you realize that you've entirely forgotten his name. I feel like corruption like that might increase my crime rate if I engage in it. Here's the forge. Cannot walk onto lava. I always have to check for some reason. Houston. This shop showcases the finest of Ukatish ironwork. As befits their unique style, the weapons aren't attractive. They are, however, practical, sturdily made, and vicious. The merchant here is a retired blacksmith, and he still shows a lot of muscle. He bows to you. I am Gusten, Prince. Welcome here. Haven's long valued our iron. This is where we trade our best pieces to honored visitors. Tell me about Ukatish ironwork. Our weapons are like our people, ugly and twisted, and others look down on them. Yet they always work, always do the job. The secret is iron from our land. Secret is, iron from our land is better. Nobody knows why. Then there is this forge. What's special about the forge? It's the first great Ukatish forge. Our people settled here because of the safety of this cave. The fumarole outside, it kept us warm when we were just people of the muck. It is sacred in its way. How's it sacred? It's where we first learned to work our iron. We needed the heat of it. Our iron. It's where all our wealth and safety comes from. This is a special place. To me, it's the heart of our people. You can see the pride clear on his face. I want to buy equipment. I'll show it all. The king wants us to show how valuable our goods are. However, I'm not allowed to sell anything to you until Haven is a deal with the Borgen. What I was told, and I can't disobey the king. I am sorry. I would like to sell something. I do have augments in here, so let's not. I can't even get there. This is a trading post, but it's also a showcase. Visitors to the Homeworn can come to this shop and see the finest of Ukatish leatherwork, herbcraft, and such. The lady in charge has done her best to reduce the odor of the leather and keep her dress and floors clean, but the swamps of the Ukat only allow so much. Welcome, Prince. I am Malice, I guess. I am Malice. Please allow me to show the goods of the Ukat. What sort of things do you trade? Prince, those outside our land look at us and see dirty swamp folk. They don't realize that our mire provides valuable goods. I want to trade them for medicine and other supplies. Even the Vole and the Ariel, for how much they hate us, still trade with us. The nations of Sacramentum trade with each other? We do. Not much. There was a lot of trade when Haven held the wild center of the land and kept the roads safe. These days there is trade, but little. How do you get medicine supplies out here? It's hard. It's risky to send caravans through. We use barges and ships, but nobody on Sacramentum is so great at making them. Haven is the master of that craft. I'm sorry, Prince. The word came down from the king. I can buy, but I can't sell. My job, he says, is to show you what the Ukat can offer you. Show we're a civilized people now. You're honored by your visit. Can't go up here. What does the sign say? Royal Chambers. Okay. Here to see the forge. Oh. The Ukatish have prepared a private guest room for you here. It is surprisingly warm and clean. King Borgen is determined to show his guests that the Ukatish can be good hosts. Wake up from a much-needed rest. The room was warm and the bed was clean and comfortable. It's the best sleep you've had since you arrived in the Ukatish swamp. Decent wine and a loaf of white, crusty bread were brought while you were out. A note was left for you. You read it. Hope you are clean and rested. The banquet is prepared. King Borgen expects you upstairs soon. Please don't delay. Sage Noel. Well, I don't see a wash basin in here, so I'm guessing we're not any cleaner than when we started, but that's fine. You emerge into the grand feasting hall of the Home Warren. Stone walls of the cave have been meticulously carved over the years, making a massive arch chamber that is alien and yet strangely lovely. Then someone filled it with art. Lots and lots of expensive art obtained from any possible source, an odd jumble of statues and paintings, few of them any good. Cover every available surface. No Havenite back home would be impressed. When you enter, there's a long silence. The assembled lords and ladies of the Borgen clan, along with a few honored guests, watch your every move. An empty table has been reserved for you in front of King Borgen. A lot of Borgen nobles. I'm more interested in your kitchen, King. Sorry. Well, we'll come back. Do you need something? Yeah, I need map completion. It's very important. Oh, that's a lot of gold goblets. I guess that makes sense. Lady Arcella. Meet a young lady of the Borgen. She's looking at the riotous, random assortment of art on the walls. She's so wrapped with fascination that she doesn't notice you are here. She just stares. Silently look at art. You give it a good look. Your mother made sure that art appreciation was part of your education. Delia loved it. You, less so. By Haven standards, this is a clumsy collection of crude paintings. The lady finally notices your presence. Startled, she turns and gives an awkward curtsy. Hello, Prince. I'm sorry I didn't notice you. I was looking at the paintings. Our king has spent years collecting them. And where did he get the art? A lot of it was traded to Sacramentum when Haven was here. Some was made by the Ariel, some was even made by the Ukatish, though those pieces are mainly in back rooms. I know this was all very expensive. Why did he collect the art? Because they're beautiful, aren't they? He wants the Ukatish to be more like the better cultures. I see. She looks at the painting, trying to overcome her shyness. Finally she says, What do you think of it? You are Haven, so you would know how beautiful it really is. What matters is what you think. That isn't true. We are just swamp people. For centuries our betters looked down on us. Now it is up to you to teach us... Oh, excuse me. Her mother has entered the hall and is calling her away. She curtsies and runs away. This massive warrior is King Borgen's personal bodyguard. He is an enormous muscular swamp warrior, wearing thick drakeskin armor. He scowls at you whenever you get close. Oh, I can go back here. Okay, well, that's all I can do for exploration, so let's talk to King Borgen, I guess. Or Sage Noel. Victor Chevalier. Yeah, so the Borgen clan It's interesting seeing sort of what they're trying to do here. You approach King Borgen the 53rd. This is apparently a great breach of court protocol. He stares at you silently. Sage Noel says, "You will have time to negotiate after the feast. Your feast is there." She points at the empty table by the head table. Apparently, that is where you are to go. Oh, okay. The empty table has been set aside for you, just below the main table for the king and his advisors. All in attendance watch you carefully, wondering if you will sit down and the feast can begin. You sit down and the feast begins. Alas, it is a copy of the interminable diplomatic feasts you hated so much back home. Why did the Ukatish have to copy this part of your culture? Delia loves it, but you... Sage Noel has an assortment of lesser Borgen nobles make brief statements about their desire to work with Haven. The food is careful copies of dishes from other lands of the known world, except that they aren't very good. They look right, but they are dull and bland. At last, King Borgen the 53rd rises. He raises a golden goblet to toast you. Toast back. He is gratified. He takes a deep breath and begins to talk for a long time. As he speaks, the Ukatish shift in their chairs. No food has been brought out, and they are quite hungry. Wait, am I the only one who was eating? Did I just get poisoned? King Borgen says, while looking at his fellow clan members, It has been many years since the calamity drove Haven from our shores. At first we rejoiced. We were free again. Our swamps and marshes were wholly ours again. Then the old ways returned, the clan wars, the cowardly attacks of the Ganel and the Brock, the loss of trade, the shortages of medicine and art and books and training, and the other gifts the known world brought us. Now Haven has returned. We are simple swamp folk no longer, but civilized, ambitious people. We will not be servants of Haven, but we can deal with them as full, proper people. The Borgen cheer. King Borgen nods to you and sits. There is a long, awkward silence. They clearly expect you to speak. Okay. Well, what could these mean? Let's give a friendly speech. You do your best to give a speech of flattery, admiration, hope for the future. The Ukat are strangely nervous about this. They can't understand why Haven would be nice to them. It makes them suspicious. Finally, Sage Noel says, "Well spoken, Prince. I'm sure we appreciate your kind words. Let the feast begin." Servers begin having the dishes out. King Borgen nods and then settles down to eat. At this cue, everyone else digs in lustily. Let's pick at the food. Listen to the king. I declare the ceremony is concluded. I and the highest lords and ladies will retire to my throne room to discuss matters with the esteemed Prince of Haven. All others are dismissed. Rapidly, as one, all of the Ukatish flow out of the feast hall. The important officials go east. Everyone else goes down the stairs to the south. The feast is over. Now the work begins. This is the throne room of the Homeworn. Again, it is carved out of the living rock. Again, it is somewhat spoiled by the big, random clumps of art thrown everywhere. Borgen nobles are spread around the room, eagerly awaiting your meeting with the king. King Borgen the 53rd is waiting for you on a stool at the north end of the hall. He nods and beckons you forward. At last you are free to talk with the leader of the Borgen clan. He is not unusual for vassal royalty. Once he was a strong warrior, then years of rich food and court life left him slow, sheltered, and detached. He doesn't even seem intelligent. He was born to his position. However, he is capable of arrogance and greed. He rises and grandly says, "I am King Borgen the 53rd, leader of the Ukat lands. I greet Prince Nithin of Haven to my court." Greetings, King Borgen. I am Prince Nithin of Haven. The Borgen nod. King Borgen grins stupidly, basking in the greeting of a great power. "I regret that you had a long, difficult journey to our court. I hope you have enjoyed our hospitality. Now I have a question for you." So, this is interesting. Because, of course, the Brock were set up to have a positive impression, and then the Borgen maybe less so. But after having come here, I think that, honestly, the Borgen are the ones that are currently in power. And if they can... And they seem more than happy to have a treaty with me, so I guess it's really going to just depend on what the terms of their treaty is. If they offer favorable terms, I'm just going to accept. If the terms are not favorable, then I'll see what the Brock are going to offer. The Ukat are simple, backward, superstitious people. Also, their reverence for outside culture would be an easy way to manipulate them as well, I would imagine. This is known. I've worked my whole life to elevate us, taking our betters as our models, the Borgen nod. Haven is known for its glories. Tell me, how have you found our palace? Right, so we might have been flattering them a little bit too hard, so let's say I find everything to be adequate. King Morgan nods quietly. There is a long silence. He suspects that you speak the truth and he hates it. He wanted more. Still, he is gracious. From a Prince of Haven, adequate is the highest compliment. We are gratified. I don't want to waste your time, though. On to business. Yes, business. Haven has returned to Sacramentum. We expected an envoy, but not a full prince. You have faced some trials to get here, as I understand it. We would like to know your purpose. I want to discuss our treaty with the Ukatish. Of course, Queen Sharon enforced the treaty we had with you once. Now our wayward child has come to bring us to heel. Discussing it can't be avoided. When you're ready to talk about this awkward situation, I am ready. However, as you have seen, we are a civilized people now. We can trade and have dealing, but we will not simply capitulate. I'd like to know more about you. He looks around at the other Borgen. Any sort of intimate conversation is impossible. Still, he will be polite. I am the leader of the Borgen clan, and thus the king of all Ukatish lands. The Borgen are one of the oldest and most prosperous clans. I am the 53rd person to hold this honor. How long has the Borgen clan ruled? We've held the home war many times in our history. Our current time on the throne has lasted almost a century, a very long time, by our standards. Tell me about the other clans. They are all valuable members of the Ukatish, even the troublesome Ganal. Sometimes they are like angry children, but then it is the job of the king to discipline them and bring back unity. How long have you ruled? I have been king since my father died 20 years ago. I was only a lord when I had the honor of meeting your mother. You met my mother? You met mother? I had that honor. She only entered our lands as far as Nikala, but lords like myself journeyed far to meet her. The Ganal earned a fortune in tolls that year. Meeting her was glorious. She was very kind to us, and we tried to make her see that we had value. Did you succeed? Queen Sharon saw us like everyone sees us, simple, dumb swamp folk, to be tricked, used, and discarded. He looks around at the art and other luxuries in the throne room. I swore that, when I had the throne, I would earn more respect. Okay. Discuss our treaty. Yes, the treaty brought wealth and prestige to the Ukatish, but it also gave Haven control over us. We often found that you have treated us with contempt, much like the Ariel and Vol. The treaty is there, but you abandoned us long ago. What do you want, Havenite? My mother wants you to be her vassal again. You're sent by your mummy, huh? Well, tell mummy that you've not lived up to your obligations. You owed us trade and protection. Then your army fled Sacramentum, leaving us without protection from the Ariel and Vol. Our contract is void. Now he looks you in the eye. That doesn't mean we can't renew it. It can exist again. First, we have to show each other that we have things to offer. Is hearing him out a sign of weakness? I guess it would be. However, he's not wrong. So we'll listen to him. I want to offer you the wealth of the Borgen. As a vassal, we can send you tribute, far more than our poor, muddy rivals can pay. In return, we want your protection. We want the help and training of your soldiers, so that we can hold the throne. First, we need to know you are sincere. We require 2 tokens to show that the Ukatish are not lowly creatures to you. Okay, what are these tokens? There are 4 ways you can show to the Borgen you will value and aid us. You can give the Ukatish status as a favored vassal. You can weaken the Ganal that annoy us. You can help us deal with the troublesome dragon. Finally, you can get our new advanced culture properly acknowledged by Sacramentum. Okay, well, I've already dealt with the Ganal, I think. You've encountered them already, I am told. They have always been a greedy, quarrelsome lot. Now they want Haven expelled from our lands. They are speaking and sometimes even acting against their king. They must be punished. Haven offers security and peace to its vassals. That is what I want from you. What exactly do you want me to do? Go to the Ganal estate. See to their power. Take it. Loot it. Destroy it. Show them what it means to threaten a king. I mean, I already did this. Northwest of Ganalspan on an island. I don't think they will expect a group as small as yours to attack them. They're only lowly Ukatish scum, so they will be easy prey for Havenite, right? I will do it. In return, when their great hall is yours, and we will believe again in Haven's power. Oh, I already did it. No problem. The Borgen all lean forward as you tell your tale of courage. They cheer. but there's also some fear. They had forgotten how dangerous Haven warriors are. King Borgen the 53rd says, "Well done. The deed has been added to Haven's account." Okay, tell me about those tokens you want. Tell me about your dragon. King Borgen nods slowly. The dragon, the plague and blessing of the Ukat for centuries. Gorsh, he is called, the great beast of the south swamps. We've had many dealings. Now, how long has he been there? Centuries. He flew in and settled before we had mastery of iron. He was small then, but he grew. Now, we could expel him, but it would hurt us so much that the Ganel and Brock could swarm us. Okay, interesting. Well, that might have been a fatal mistake on your part, because now you're showing signs of weakness to me. And without the dragon, the Brock would be better than you? What sort of offerings? We give him offerings: flattery, meat, gold. It lets our children alone. What is more, when it is in the mood, it does favors for us. It kills Vol and aerial raiders, for example. Now it is getting old, erratic, arrogant, ever more demanding. We can't ignore this anymore. Where's the dragon? In the swamp to the south. The tunnel into its lair is in the south side of the rocky hill there, and that is the last area, I think, in all of the Ukat for me to go. I've gone everywhere else. What do you want from me? Teach the thing humility. Threaten it with the might of Haven. Give it a thrashing, whatever it takes to keep it from bullying us with greater demands. Okay. Threatening an arrogant dragon could result in a fight to the death, though, which, I mean, if we killed your dragon, that would be really bad, wouldn't it? Alright, what about favored status? We know Haven's law, perhaps better than you. On each continent, you can select one vassal who is favored. Only one. We want it to be us. Right, so this is another layer that I'm going to have to consider. Which of the three I want to be favored? In the past, it was the Vol, I believe. What does favored status mean? In disputes, you will always be more inclined to help your favorite. In turn, they fight harder and send more tribute for your approval. We want this honor and this responsibility. I don't know yet. It is a difficult decision. In time, I think you'll see that the Borgen are wealthy and powerful enough to earn the honor. Okay, and acknowledgement. Yes, centuries of insult from the Vol and the Ariel are enough. Look around you. The Ukat are civilized now, strong, worthy of respect. We want that respect, and we want it in writing. What do you mean? When the Vol or Ariel are your vassals, go to them and get them to acknowledge that we are their equals. Again, in writing. Bring me the document on nice, clean paper. On nice paper, clean and properly signed. That all? That is all. Haven is as powerful and influential as it thinks it is. Getting such a small thing from your vassals should be easy. Alright. And the Borgen, thank you for your time and wish you a pleasant journey through our swamp. Okay, interesting. We've got the Brock. Okay, I've capped out at 50 wood. Slowly losing stone. Looks like resources aren't an issue at all in this game. Because once I finish clearing out the Vol, then I'll have a surplus of stone again. There was once an Ukatish underground city. This was once an Ukatish underground city. It collapsed into ruin. Then something enormous took up residence. You can see the marks left by its claws. There are bones everywhere. Mostly livestock, but a few mirelings and humans mixed in. They were shackled here and left for the beast inside. The air is thick, humid, and reeking of rot. Well, of the king's favors, we've already done one, which was take up the Ganel. I think getting the signed documents from the Vol and the Ariel would probably be my preferred other option. However, that means that the Ukat are going to be my final vassal. I don't know, I guess we're going to the Vol before we really resolve any of that. The Vol's in the middle of a civil war. We still need to figure out what we're doing with that. Whether we're going to side with the slave masters that are currently sort of in power, or side with the rebellious slave class. but that's a decision for another day. It wasn't hard to find the master of this ruin. You can see him waiting for you in the west. He is a dragon, fully grown, in fine health, staring at your approach with great interest. Also, hunger. You freeze. For a moment, your feet refuse to carry you forward. The dragon just watches with quiet interest as you regain your composure. I have much to offer. Interesting. Could we elevate you as the leader of the Ukat? Well, that would be fun. As you walk toward the dragon, every step takes more effort. The beast looms above you, and you are not immune to the aura of terror he projects. And he is calm right now. You can't imagine facing him when he is angry. Even Sutter has never challenged a dragon face to face, though you're sure Delia would love to talk his ears off. He rumbles, I am Gorsh, the dragon of the Ukatish swamps. You are my home. Who are you? I am Prince Nithin of Haven. Gorsh nods. You are honest. Good. It would not be wise to insult me. Of course I know who you are. Well, he was checking us out earlier, right? How did he know? Because the Ukatish told me. I think I knew before Soft King Borgen did. I learned when you arrived, and I realized that this day must come. I knew Haven would stand before me. What do you want, Prince? Or what do you want, human? I should be addressed as Prince. Let's go with that. Gorsh snores derisively. Okay. He cares not for human titles. I want to deal with you. Yes, I am no greedy drake, no mindless beast. Well, that's not the story I heard. Interesting. Someday I can deal with Haven. First, I need to see how you deal with the unfortunate Ukatish. Say what you have to say, then depart. I will wait and watch. Tell me about yourself. I am a dragon. For centuries... Oh, that's very obedient of him. I'm surprised he actually answered. For centuries, I have owned the skies over the lands, known and not. I learn and I collect. I watch the ages pass. I watched Haven rise. I will watch it descend into barbarism, and I will watch it fall. This happens to all empires. Where were you hatched? I came from an egg over 800 years ago, in a deep valley in the center of the continent of Torbat. Torbat? You've never heard of it. Your education was spotty, but surely you'd remember a whole continent. I'd like to know more about that. It is far to the west. Oh, the seas to the west are unexplored. Maybe I will tell you Prince Delia more someday, for payment. He knows quite a bit about our royal family. When he calls her princess, doesn't give me any respect. Were you here when Haven settled on Sacramentum? I was. I watched you land, colonize the weak lands here, and I watched you flee, another step on your path to barbarity. We will not end in barbarity. Barbarity. All empires end thus. You think you deal fairly with the smaller powers you collect like I gather trinkets. One day you will collapse in madness, and you will torment your playthings as you fall. And all the while, you will tell yourself how just you are. It is always thus. What do you know of the calamity? I did not cause it. I was in no way responsible. You try to ask who was, but he shakes his head. Even if I knew more, I would not say. There are many powers on Sacramentum. Why are you here? This is my home. I spend my centuries from land to land, looking for a safe place to gather wealth and knowledge. For now, I am here. Later, I will be somewhere else. I want to talk to you about the Ukatish. Yes, my little humans. The strange, sad, sickly owners of the swamp. Gorsh seems strangely affectionate towards the Ukatish. Not what you expected. We do things for each other. We keep each other company. What do the Ukatish do for you? They bring me tribute. Cattle, mirelings, condemned prisoners. They don't want me to hunt their lands, so they feed me. I am expensive, but not intolerably so. They also protect me. That's interesting. Do the Ukatish have a choice in this? No, I try to be kind to them, but they have things I want. I'm strong, so I take them. I am like Haven in this. That's fair. You need their protection? Of course. Adventurers and treasure hunters all dream of killing dragons. They can't kill me, of course, but they can injure and annoy me. Normally, Ukatish swamp runners keep their sort away. It is odd that they let you through. What do you do for the Ukatish? The occasional favor. I can be bribed to help one clan or another, to hunt down dangerous Nagas or the mad experiments of the Ariel. I like the Ukatish being around, so I won't let anyone bully them too much. What do you think of the Ukatish? They're poor, dirty, and sickly. Their clans are foolish and divided, yet I have an affection towards them. They fascinate me. They're so resourceful, yet so foolish. What do you mean? They think everyone despises them, but the hate and disgust lives mostly within themselves. I'd say that's an accurate observation. Yeah, I've observed that. Yes, but if you try to tell them otherwise, they will never believe you. It is easier to hate oneself than to change. Someday, when they reach the end, they will see the truth and the tragedy. which is, I think one day they will look back and realize that so much of their pain was self-inflicted. When their people are at the end, they will realize that they could have been so much more if they could have forgiven themselves. Gorsh shrugs. I see it every few centuries. It is most amusing. I was sent here by King Borgen the 53rd. I suspected as much. Sometimes the kings of the Ukatish get all arrogant and twitchy. They have to prove that they are tough, so they get some victim to bother the big mean dragon. What do you want, tiny human? What do I want? You've been demanding too much tribute from the Ukatish? Well, I mean, if Gorsh is what is keeping King Borgen in power, then I think that's fair. Haven requires tribute from the dragon? That would be rather bold. I'm just going to say non-interfere. I promise no such thing. This is my land. The Ukatish are my vassals. I was here first. I will let you have your little contract with them. But I am the dragon of first power. I will not submit. So, Haven, what will you do if you don't get your demand? Hmm. Do I want to just fight the dragon? I wonder how that would go. I will demand again, but very seriously. Gorsh chuckles. Human humor, I appreciate it. You have nothing but human frailty. Leave me, mighty prince of empire. And make a plan. Come back when you're ready to end my suspense. You gonna get angry if I try to walk past him? Don't touch my trove. Okay, we'll leave it. So he wants me to make the Ukat into a vassal before he's going to deal with me. Is that... That's what I got out of this. Okay, well, El Hovo, I have a fight to do. The Ukat, I have a choice to make. I think it's time to go back to the Bull. Hold on. There is a thing I haven't done, though. We'll give this another attempt. Since we're a lot stronger than the last time we were here. Shade looks at you. Her gaze is very cold. I am the Keeper of Memory. I stoke the hate of the Ukatish. Many centuries have given me power. Do not tempt me. Perhaps the Ukatish will be more malleable if you're destroyed. This, at last, has exhausted our patience. We nourish our rage. We hold it. It fuels us. We don't let it control us. We don't let it out, unless we must. Now, I must. Well... Ooh, another action right away? What was that sound effect? Oh, right, he's got a new bow. That's gonna be interesting. Not a lot of damage on that. Bleeding immune, of course. Okay, highly resistant to magic. Fusion? Wait, what? Oh, she's almost done already. Oh, Radiance, nice. Victor Spectre calls for aid. I need to check what that bow is, because it's doing weird stuff. Ah. Oh, achievement unlocked, Big Game Hunter. You destroy the memory shade. Your final blow passes through it. It vanishes in a cloud of mist, and then something's changed. It's like there was a little pop in your brain. Things seem warmer, clearer, and you're not sure. Something has happened. You don't know what yet. You see a glint on the floor. All that is left of the shade is a small crystal. A red glow flickers within. It's a peculiar trophy. You take it. Oh, and they're all gone. And I got experience. Alright. Okay, it's 10% chance to cause confusion on me? On some random person nearby? Interesting. Nothing in that box, but this is now open. Charm of the Ukat. +1 to vicious strikes, 10% bleed resist. You got a lot of charms now. Folded steel augment. Is this better than what I have? Than what I'm able to make? I actually found something that's better than my best. Oh. Well, that fight was trivial. That was a really hard fight before. As in, I died horribly. Without taking out a single enemy. And this time I won without taking a single point of damage. So leveling up and getting better gear helps. As you leave the mist maze, you look back. The place is starting to warm up. The sun is burning the fog away. You can't hear the constant whispering anymore. The memories and the old gods of the Ukatish are nothing compared to the power of Haven. So I wonder if the theft chance just got reduced. Okay, well I'm glad I cleaned that up, because that was an extra little detail that had been in the back of my mind for quite a while. So yeah, I'm completely done the Ukat, aside from resolving the issue of leadership in the dragon. I'm completely done with the Ariel, except for, again, the issue over there. So it's time... Oh, not Vitassa. Whoops, that was, not where I wanted to be. But yeah, and I've already done everything here, because this fort's basically maxed out. We are back in the Vol. Alright, so this is Rebel territory, this is Loyalist territory, or Masha territory. I think we started doing something over here. Yeah. Negotiated, and they let us through. And then we just abandoned, because I didn't want to do the second half of the Vol before I was finished with the first. Taking that wood was completely pointless, because I'm already maxed. But I'll feel better for having cleaned the place. Radiant Augment, +4 to magical armor. This corner of the office is strangely dark. It's as if it is drawing shadows to it. A woman with robes waits for you, barely visible in the darkness. You, the Havenite. You have come. I am Sage Incarna. I deal with travelers. I watch over them. With my magic, I hope you'll behave. You're a mage. I am. Be warned, I am not without power. That is unusual in the Vol. Yes, I was born Owen, but with the aptitude. My master paid to get me training, thinking he could benefit from it. When the time came, he did not at all. Wait for more details, but none are coming. I want to talk about the rebellion. I can't talk about it with you. You are an envoy of Haven. You are best met in Madraka. I am but a warrior. I also collect tolls. Tell me about Madraka. It is the great fortress of the Owen to the south. If you wish to be just, go there. You can atone for Haven's past support of the Masha. What do you think of Haven? You have given us some small reason to trust you. Still, that can always change. Sure can. Send your South Battalion to attack Thablin, and everything will be forgiven. Until then, it is all just words. Tell me about this fortress. Our gates protect the heart of the rebellion. We own will give our lives to protect it. That is all I have to say. Please lead me. I have much to do. Sure. Take a few more resources for the road. This is a dangerous region to make a living as a merchant. This trader, accompanied by guards, is sitting at the far edge of a scorched stretch of ground. People on the road and the wastelands of the wool are always polite to each other. It's too dangerous to be otherwise. They invite you to sit with them. You sit by the fire. They share their tea and humble meal with you. They trade gossip and tales of the road with you. However, they are nervous. They must suspect who you are. They have large piles of supplies by the weapons nearby. Can I buy your wares? Solid magma orb. I think I'm using something better. Oh yeah. Much, much better. I am low on stone, so let's just buy... Well, I'm not really, but let's just buy that. We don't need the wood. I'm already maxed on that anyway. Now entering Vol Mountains. You are ascending into dry, barren mountains. These rocky peaks shelter valleys from the rain, and they are almost entirely dry and dead. No armies will attack the rebels from this direction. These passes are too hot and jagged for a safe approach. These peaks are barren, but not dead. You find the tracks of scorpions everywhere. Huge scorpions. Okay. There might be, like, a place in here, or it might just be a bunch of fights. Who knows? The band of escaped Owen have built a small, hungry colony up here in the mountains. Some of them guard the front fence. They are not happy to have been discovered. As miserable and desperate as they are, they refuse to submit. They point their weapons at you as you approach. When you get 30 feet from the gate, one of them shouts, "Stop right there. We don't trust anyone. We just want to stay safe and out of the war. Say your piece and go." Let me come in and speak with you. No, we barely survived escaping our masters. We've learned not to trust anyone. Just go. We'll leave the mountain when justice is won. Alright, let's just leave them. This goes further than I was expecting it to. What do we got here? Sapphire skeletons and plated scorpions, huh? Good start. AoE poison, okay. Okay, these things don't have that much health. Good, our mage finally got a turn. This fight seems pretty easy compared to a lot of the stuff that I've been doing. Hmm. Oh, that's a lot of poison. It does build up. Can't completely ignore it. Hello? Just a bunch of regular skeletons, huh? Wow, that was a big hit. Cured, but not enough. There we go. Pretty easy fight. You've discovered an infernal pit. Okay, well, there's a place here to explore at some point. Not going to do that right now. You can see enormous scorpions hunting the path ahead. You can't understand what sustains them up here in this dead valley. They effectively guard a narrow pass. Another reason the Master haven't sent an army up here. Barb Scorpion, Great Scorpion, yeah. Because we're going to be doing AoE once they get closer. Close enough, I think. I could go closer. Of course, now my mage is up front. 44 is a lot of bleed damage. Oh no, confusion. Yeah, I'm basically maxed out in terms of armor. Although I could upgrade a little bit still, I guess. Because I have that +4 armor thing that I got. Oh. I don't know about this confusion. Generally good. Okay, well they were guarding what? Guarding another encounter with 4 plated scorpions. Okay. I think you're just done. Oh. I am clumping up, huh? Yeah. Oh, 17 was on my effect, okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. I wonder. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Okay, good. Yeah, I'd much rather these things be attacking me in melee. Oh no. Thank you, Radiance. That 10% seems to be proccing pretty frequently, I have to say. Okay, got him. You explore this cave and find a host of dried bones, leavings of the massive scorpions outside. There's scattering coins and jewelry, mostly mundane gold and silver, but one expired warrior wears a glittering necklace. You take the necklace and you help yourself to some gold as well. Alas, as you leave the cave, you see several huge scorpions have boxed you in. They are pleased to find that food has delivered itself to their lair. Of course. Hmm. It's pretty good. Still not down? Still not down? Okay, what was that necklace? Conqueror's Venom. Plus 5 damage to the people of all 3 lands and 3 augment slots. Wow. I might end up using that. Alright, well, is that it for the mountains? Get to a fort and save. I mean, I could just save out here, I guess. Now entering near Madraka. You enter a region of enormous plateaus, dotting expanses of dry, barren land. In the middle of the forest of stone, one set of plateaus looms above the others. At the top, you see stone towers and battlements. The stone spires are connected by a network of bridges. Cool. Bands of own warriors are patrolling the base of the fortress. They are untrained and poorly equipped. They are fighting for survival. That makes them fiercely dangerous. The guards approach you until they see who you are. They have a short, animated discussion. Then one of them approaches. You are from Haven. We hope you have come to help us. We deserve it. If you want to meet with our council, Madraka is ahead. Enter it from the south. As you get closer to the plateau fortress, you pass clumps of tents and refugee camps. Owen refugees have come flooding here from all over the Vol, trying to escape their Masha masters. They huddle around the base of the fortress, hoping for protection. It looks like taking over this keep would be incredibly difficult, even for Haven soldiers. If the Masha come, the Owen outside will receive no such protection. Ukat still has a chance of theft, huh? Theft in the Vol, huh? Bands of Owen warriors. Yeah. This is a group of Owen refugees huddled up at the base of the plateau. They are understandably worried when they see armed warriors approach. They decide to play it safe in some way. Yep. You have discovered Madraka. Okay, well, we've made it to Madraka. So I guess we'll talk with everybody here and find an inn or something next time. I will see you then.